Class 9, this is Neha Singh, your science teacher, is again here in front of you to tell you more about the matter. Till now, we have learnt about the types of matter, but now we are at the position that now we can learn how we can separate the different types of mixtures, that is a part of the matter, that is a type of matter only, because the mixtures, everything you see around us is a matter, and if it is impure we need to separate them. Why we need to separate them? There are main three basic reasons for this. First, to obtain a pure substance, so that we can get a pure substance from any of the mixture, so that is useful. Second, to get the important material or to get the useful material from the mixture, useful product, right? And third, to save ourselves from adulteration, right? Because there are some of the things that could be harmful for health here. To remove, we can say that here the third point could be to remove the harmful product that is being harmful for our health, right? So it's because of three main reasons we need to separate the different kinds of mixtures. The method that is used to different kinds of mixture depending upon the nature of the constituent, about the physical property of the substance, so that we can separate them, like its boiling point, its magnetic attraction, or we can say that it's a distillation process, means by evaporating the substance by using the any other physical property, we can counter that physical property and we can separate these mixtures. To separate a different mixture, firstly we need to learn what type of mixture it is, whether it is a mixture of two solids, it is a mixture of a solid and a liquid, or it is a mixture of two different liquids. So let's learn more about it. How can we separate the different kinds of solids first? So let's learn more about the separation of mixture of two liquids. In our previous classes, we have learned that the two solid mixtures, we can separate it by simply hand picking. If they are easy to pick by the hand, so we can easily pick it up. Second, we can use the winnowing process. We can use the process like wind apply, so that the lighter particle could separate out easily. And the sieving process. So these are the normal process that we can use. Other than these, there are some solid which are completely get involved in the other mixture, and we are not able to separate them by these three processes. So we need to apply some other processes, like first, by using the suitable solvent, by using the process of sublimation, or by using a magnetic method. So let's learn about this. What are these? Solvent method. Solvent method is a kind of method in which one of the substance is getting dissolved in one of the solvent, but the other is not able to dissolve. For example, when the sugar and the sand is getting mixed, so we know that the sugar can be dissolved in the water, but salt cannot get easily dissolved in water. So what we'll do, we'll add some water and stir it. By stirring, the sugar solution could easily get dissolved and the salt solution will settle down at the bottom, and then we'll filter this solution very easily. There are many more examples, like if the salt and the sugar gets added, so we can easily find out by adding the alcohol as a solvent. In this alcohol, the sugar solution will get dissolved, but the salt will not be able to dissolve in it. So for by applying this property, by thinking about the solubility of any substance in a particular solvent, we can separate the two solid mixtures. Second, by the process of sublimation method. In this sublimation method, one of the solution, one of the mixture, one of the solid will be having the volatile properties, means it may get sublime, it may get changed into the vapors as soon as it take up the heat from the environment. So for example, if the ammonium NaCl is the common salt, then how we can differentiate it? We know that the ammonium chloride is volatile in nature, it can sublime easily by getting some of the heat. So we'll take a china dish, we'll put it in the inverted funnel over it, and we'll clog it so that we can get the pure crystals forms of the sodium ammonium chloride as well. We'll provide the heat from the burner. So when the ammonium chloride get heat, it will evaporate directly without converting into the liquid state, and it will because of the cotton plug, it will not able to escape out, but because of the low temperature here, it will settle down at the corners of the funnel and the solid form because of the low temperature over here, right? So we can get the sodium chloride as a residue here, and the ammonium chloride as a vapors or the solidified ammonium chloride from this mixture of the sodium chloride and the ammonium chloride. Next, the magnetic separation. If the two mixture is like that, two substances or the solid particles are mixed together and they are very small, but the one of them is having the property attracted by the magnet, then we can use the magnet to separate them. And this technique is also used to remove the magnetic or iron like objects from the junkyard as well by using the electromagnet. Now the next part is the separation of mixture of a solid and a liquid. When the mixture of solid and liquid and they mix together and they'll form a solution or not, so how will we separate them? Firstly, by the filtration process. If the one of the solid particles are not able to dissolve properly in them, so we can easily separate them by the filtration process or by the sedimentation and the decantation process. Sedimentation means leaving it for some time so that it could deposit at the bottom of the container, then we'll decant the upper layer of the solvent clearly without disturbing the bottom layer. So filtration, sedimentation and decantation are the process for those solids and liquids which are not get dissolved in it properly. Crystallization process, to obtain a pure substance from the impure of its part, we'll know we can do the crystallization process. What happen, we'll do in a solvent, we'll mix the impure solid and we'll allow it to heat. The water will get evaporated along with the impurities, and the hot solution is made of the impure solid as well as the solvent. And when we cool down it, so the pure particles will be separated by making a layer either at the bottom by making the crystals or at the surface of the solvent. So we can separate them, we can dry them, and we can use them. So to get the pure substance from the impure solid, we can easily use this crystallization process. Next is your centrifugation process. Centrifugation is generally used for the colloid particles that are not able to settle down at the bottom, but they remain suspended in the solution itself. So based upon the density and the weight of the solution, the solute particles, what we did, we apply the pressure, we apply a rotating force over them. So by the rotation force at an angle, they'll settle down at the bottom as a pallet. So when they settle down at the pallet, the small heavy particles but very small in nature, so they'll forcefully make them settle down, and the upper supernatant part can be removed out by using a pipette, by very carefully separating out it, and we can use this palette and we can separate them. These processes can be used, the centrifugation is generally used in the lab tested for your blood test, like when your washing machine squeezing the water from the wet clothes, right, and in making to separate the cream from the milk, right. So we do this centrifugation process. Chromatography. Chromatography, that its name itself indicates, the chroma means here the color, and graphy by using the different color products. So we have taken in this, we have taken a paper, the chromatography paper, in which we dipped it in a solvent, so, and put a spot over there of any substance which we need to separate on the basis of their different colors, if it is mixture of the different dyes especially. So what happened when we dip them in a solvent, or especially if we're taking example of blacking, we can take the water. As the water moves off, it will get dissolved in this with this black dot, right. So what will happen, the color or the dye which is more soluble in water, it will move with the water along at the end of the paper, right? And which is less soluble, it will remain and will give a spot over a particular distance. The different color spots of the dye can be separated, right? And we can find it and we can use it. And we can find that there are, yes, the dyes, there are different colors of dyes can be present in the paper chromatic. Even we use it to find the different colored components present in the chlorophyll also. Evaporation is generally used to separate the mixture of the salt and the water, where the water can evaporate at the boiling point and the impurities or the salt can be remained as it is at the bottom. So that is the evaporation process. We have learned about it so many times. Next is distillation process. Distillation is somewhat similar to the evaporation process, but if we need a water also, we added the condenser here, and we removed all of the water in the vapor. Firstly it will move into the vapor form, then we'll condense it and we'll get it in the liquid form, and the remaining solid we'll get it at the bottom. This process can be used further for separating the liquid solution as well. We'll read about them also in our next video. Till then, thank you and keep learning.